So how was it? What's your first impression?
I think it was really interesting. Actually, very surprised the quality of the visuals. Really cool, and how you move around, and it's like you feel like you're like in a tropical island somewhere. As far as like the like finding people, that was really neat. How you can just like they're like in a room, and then you can just look at their profile on the door and see the pictures and information about them. So you know a lot about them before going into it. Yeah, it's cool.
Was it easy to use, instinctive enough for you? For example, pressing a button, moving around, browsing profile, making and accepting dating requests. Is it?
Yeah, I think it was really easy. Once I figured out how to use the controller and that how to move around, I think it was really easy. Yeah.
Was it fun?
Yeah, that was fun. Yeah, I mean, I liked how it was like a game because then you figure out like if you can. I mean, I think when you date somebody, it's really important to see how you can work together. It's one thing to just chat, but like if you can figure out how to solve problems, that's really good. So I like that aspect with the games.
我需要跟你解释一下，就是第一个问题，他就说有意思，很方便，很操作，真进来。OK。下一个问题。Yeah, next question. Maybe you can describe a bit what you think the benefits of VR dating.
Oh, let's see. I think, I mean, obviously you never meet, you have the chance to meet a lot of people you wouldn't just naturally run into. And I think compared to other dating apps where it's just, like I think I said before, it's just a picture or some information, this is interactive. So you can figure out, you can hear what the person sounds like, what their emotions like, what their personality is like. It's very interactive, that's cool.
Okay, maybe I can give you an example of like potential benefits. Do you feel a bit less awkward than meeting someone in real life for the first time?
Actually, I think it's about the same because you still have to talk to them. I mean, the only difference is like you can't touch the person or you can't see their facial expressions, but you still have to carry on a conversation. So I think that's awkward elements of dating come from the conversation, not knowing what to say, and so I think that's still here. But I think the game allows you to mitigate some of that.
Second one, do you think you might be safer than if you meet them in real time for the first time?
Well, I mean, yeah, there's no harm because they're on the other side of the program, so the app. So yeah, you're safe.
Do you feel like the fact that you can leave at any point, just taking off your helmet, that once you get bored, it's a very convenient thing?
Yeah, but I wouldn't do that. I mean, I wouldn't just leave. Yeah, or you have the option to change the game, so you can try and mix it up and try something else.
Do you think VR dating will improve the screening process when it comes to decide whether you want to meet someone in real life?
I think so. I mean, you can look at the different profiles on the doors, so you can see what a person's like, what their interests are, their background, their experience, what they look like.
Yeah.
So.
You might repeat it and say screening, it will improve the screening process.
Yeah. I think VR, right? Yeah, I think VR will improve the screening process because you can look at different profiles. You can see what the people like, their experience, their interests and hobbies, and so you really learn a lot about them. And you have the choice too. You can choose between different people. I like that as well.
Okay, compared to what you expected when you first heard of virtual dating, how does it end up?
I think compared to what I first heard, I mean, I think it's better. I didn't think it was going to be that interactive. I mean, I really didn't know what to expect, but this was a lot more interactive than I thought. It's easy to communicate, and the gaming thing makes it really interactive. Like I said before, I think you can really learn a lot about the person by playing a game. So it was better.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you wanted to add something, what would you like?
I think if I added something, I mean, it would be the visuals. We just come up with sort of like our own character here, but if you could really see the person, what they look like, and somehow if you could get a visual of their face, maybe not even the whole body, just the face, then you can see what the person looks like, or add images somewhere in there. Because I don't really know what the person looked like. I mean, I saw the pictures in the beginning, but I forgot. You want to constantly see what the person looks like. You don't want to have to like go off a picture from the beginning. So
他就说那个有什么，他说体验比他想象中要好。我问他还有什么需要加的，他说好像就是那个人的照片在哪儿。Okay. Would you consider using VR this method for dating in the future for yourself?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if there's a lot of other females using it, of course. I think it depends what the girls do, right? But yeah, I mean, why not? Absolutely. And I think, you know, it's technology, so it's constantly going to get better. Naturally, it's going to get better and better. So it'd be interesting to see where it goes.
Okay, that's all my questions.
Okay.
Is anything you wanted to add?
No, I think they were good.
Okay, so how was it? What's your first impression?
It was fantastic. It's totally different from what I thought before. I mean, I didn't know it is like that, and yeah, I think I really enjoyed the first VR experience.
Okay, so compared to what you expect when you first heard of VR, how was it different?
It was not awkward at all. It's not embarrassed at all. Because we're not facing the real image of the person, so I can behave as myself and free of talking. And also we have some interactions. So 等一下，我不知道怎么来形容。
慢慢讲没关系。
想一下。Yeah, and I really like the games part. It's really smart for ice breaking, so we don't have to think about topics we have to talk about.
Do you think it's easy to use, like instinctive enough for you, like for example, pressing the button, moving around, browsing profiles, making dating requests?
Yes, it is. It is easy to operate, to go around, to turn around to see, to point on the screen or on the door. Although it's a little bit slow, I mean the delay, but still okay. And when moving around, yeah, it's like in real life. We cannot across a table or across the wall, so it's really feel, yeah, like reality.
Was it fun?
Yeah, especially the first few seconds the first few minutes I tried it, I feel excited and like walking around and to see every detail and try to change the little girl of myself. It's a lot of fun.
Does it look real? Do you feel that you have the feeling to actually speaking someone face to face?
70%, I think, because I think.
My question. It's okay.
Yeah, I feel like 60% like in reality, as facing the real person. For the rest, 30%, I think maybe because the sound quality is not like really good and.
So do you think does it look real? Do you have the feeling that you're actually speaking to a person face to face?
I felt 70% of reality, like facing real person, and for the rest, 30%, I think it's due to the sound quality and the scenario, because it's not a true scenario. It's it's a digital scenario.
Okay. Maybe use your own word. Describe what you think are the benefits of VR dating.
The benefits. First of all, it's a lot of fun, and it is a bridge for two persons to move from just basic chatting to real meeting, because we hear the sounds, we feel the.
Maybe it will feel less awkward than meeting someone in the real life for the first time.
Yes, for sure. It's much less awkward. But as I said, for me, I never feel awkward to meet someone even the first time. But I think for most of the people, it will really benefit them.
Okay. Do you feel it might be safer than if you meet them in the first time in real life?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, that solves the biggest problem of the safety, because we're not really meeting in the real place, and nothing bad will happen.
Okay. Do you like the fact that you could leave at any point if you get bored with date and maybe can quickly start another date?
我没明白什么问题，你要问什么？
Do you like the fact that you could just leave the date, the virtual date, at any time, just taking off your headset? Once maybe you feel bored and then we want to go meet someone else.
If I feel bored or if I don't want to continue it anymore, I think I will still continue try to finish this dating, even it's not in reality, but at least to be polite. But it really depends if I met someone like really rude or like really bad, I will stop it. Maybe just close my computer.
Do you think VR dating will improve the screening process when it comes to decide if you want to meet someone in real life?
It will help a little bit to on screening the person, but not that much because we're still not seeing each other.
I mean, this is a screening process for you to decide if you want to see each other.
你说的什么 screening
Screening 就是
对，就是
筛选。
哦。
You can start. 你再说一遍吧。
It will help on the screening process of the persons, but for me, it will help a little bit on screening the persons. But I think the most of the time we spend is on the communication. Like before, it's not only on VR with messages or with on the phone calls, or here it's like the time we spend to knowing each other. But it still help a little bit before we really facing each other.
Okay. For you personally, would you consider using VR for dating in the future?
Yeah, for sure. Why not? I think in the future, like everyone, I mean, at least most of us can have a VR, the VR setup and everything. Then it's just easy to get on VR. So why not?
Okay. So now I would like you to meet someone, and then let's get ready to go.
Whoa.
Let's do it. Okay, we're done. So maybe I would love you to meet someone. So follow me.
Oh, really?
Let's go.
是吧？慢点走。Where's this one? Can I come in? Oh.
Oh, you're the.
Hi.
I'm Matt.
Hi, Shanjia.
Nice.
You guys meet in the virtual world, and now you.
Yeah.
It was fun.
Yeah, it was interesting to play games and interact with the computer.
Am I different from what I thought?
No. I mean, I couldn't even. I didn't really see what you looked like.
Yeah, I know.
So I had no idea, but you sound the same and.
Of course.
So yeah, nice to meet you.
Yeah, you too.
Yeah.
Some encouraging word that you wanted to say to us loving VR, and then really appreciate you.
So just about the app.
The app, and then
Okay.
towards us, and then if you.
Okay.
It really changed the old traditional communication ways, and I think people will love it.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, it was. I mean, completely new experience using the VR. I've never used it before, and then using it like for a potential date is like really interesting, different. So
Okay.
yeah, looking forward to seeing what comes next. right?
Okay. After you meet each other in the real life, do you feel like there was a big gap, big like between what you see in the virtual world and in the real world?
I don't think so. I mean, I just think visually, that's the only difference because I couldn't see what she looked like.
Mm-hmm.
I feel no difference as well because we see the pictures and we talked. So when two things matches each other, I have the same feeling as
Yeah.
we are in.
Thank you.
Thank you
Oh.
so much. So